Hello guys, welcome back to LR Anime. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to my channel. Today is explanation of Swallowed Star Part 261 based on novel. So let's start. In the Godly Palace, 7 Universe Masters sat around the round table. We all come from Tilted Peak Sector to see you, knowing you were here. Remote Lord Master smiled. Both of them were of the bloodline of teacher origin. One was a disciple of Darkness Master, and the other was a disciple of Primal Chaos City Leader, so they were naturally close. Luo Feng looked around. Pengong Master, Absolute Darkness Master, Firestone Master, Roach Prison Master. Thanks for welcoming me here. This is the first time you entered Universe Ocean. We surely need to welcome you here. Pengong Master stroked his beard and smiled. Some Universe Masters entered the water area or internal area of Tilted Peak Sector. It'll take them at least 100 years, sometimes even an era, to fly out, as they need to dodge the dangerous places, which is why they're not here. Luo Feng nodded. The more dangerous the place was, the more cautious he needed to be when teleporting. It's the first time Luo Feng has entered Universe Ocean, so, according to the tradition, Primal Chaos City Leader waved his hands, and wine cups showed up in front of all the Universe Masters. There was already wine in them. Primal Chaos City Leader smiled and said to his disciple, Milky Way Horde Leader, we wish for you to have endless true treasures and eternal life. The other 5 Universe Masters followed, endless true treasures, eternal life. Luo Feng nodded. Endless true treasures and eternal life. He knew about this tradition as well. After all, it would be a real adventure in Universe Ocean. Even Universe Masters with multiple bodies could die. Even Universe Supreme Masters could be killed. Nobody could say for sure that they could survive. They could only avoid those places that were too dangerous. Without a doubt, it was an adventure in Universe Ocean, and they were all there for valuables. Milky Way Horde Leader, although we wish you endless true treasures and eternal life, I have some warnings to give you, said Firestone Master. Luo Feng raised his eyebrow and smiled. Please go on, Firestone Master. He'd heard that Firestone Master was stubborn and straightforward. Firestone Master's voice resounded in the palace. Your power is enough to see the outer area of Tilted Peak Sector with other Universe Masters. However, it's not enough to adventure alone and get true treasures. The Universe Supreme Masters from the First Universe era are all maniacs. If you meet one of them, you might die. Of course, you have multiple bodies, but the true treasures with your human body might be gone. I think your true treasures are highly valuable. Luo Feng shook his head. It was indeed true that this Firestone Master was forthright. He knew he was not strong enough, but it was unnecessary to be so frank. That's right, said Remote Lord Master. The great beings from the First Universe era are mad. They might haunt you to death. We can't really blame them, said Absolute Darkness Master. There were generations of incarnations in the universe. Even if they can survive the Big Bang of the original universe, a great being can live, at most, for 3 incarnations. When the time has come, all the great beings of the First Universe era will die, including Universe Supreme Masters. That's right, 3 eras at most. Just look at those broken miniature universes, and you'll know how many Universe Supreme Masters have died. Almost nobody can live for more than 3 incarnations. Except the 2 sanctuaries. Those are only 2 universes. Luo Feng nodded. There were indeed lots of mysteries in Universe Ocean. Why 3 incarnations only? And why were the 2 sanctuaries the exceptions? How large was Universe Ocean? How many small universes were there in Universe Ocean? How many dangerous places were there? How many lands of extremis were there? Were there only 3 lands of extremis? Could there be a 4th land of extremis aside from the Tilted Peak Sector, flowing countless mountains, and Universe Boat? The First Universe era faces extinction, said Primal Chaos City Leader. So they train themselves with madness. Without a doubt, you can only break the circle if you get stronger. After all, the 2 sanctuaries succeeded, so nobody wants to give up. Luo Feng, you need to watch out for the great beings of the First Universe era. Yes, teacher. Luo Feng nodded. Not only those from the First Universe era, said Firestone Master. You need to mark down all those top-tier universe masters. You need to avoid them, and the 2 sanctuaries. You need to avoid everyone from the 2 sanctuaries. You're nothing compared to them. Luo Feng frowned. I know you're upset now, but this is for us of the Hong Alliance, said Firestone Master. If you run into danger, report it to the virtual universe, and the virtual universe system will tell all the great beings in the Hong Alliance. Great beings closest to you will get there as soon as possible. I understand. Luo Feng nodded his head without saying anything further. He was indeed a bit displeased, but he didn't defend himself against anything. He wanted to prove himself with his accomplishments. Soon, Remote Lord Master, Pengong Master, Absolute Darkness Master, Firestone Master, and Roach Prison Master left the palace and started to adventure through Tilted Peak Sector. Roach Prison Master and Firestone Master were talking in the space of the outer area of Tilted Peak Sector. Firestone, why were you so mean just now? Luo Feng isn't that weak. Why? Why do I have to be less mean? Just because of Primal Chaos City Leader? Besides, I wasn't wrong. Firestone Master's nose exhaled fire. Luo Feng fought Master of Banff before. Master of Banff is good at illusions and bad at material attack, and he doesn't even have a supreme technique. How did Luo Feng do? He was suppressed, and he could barely rival Master of Banff with that miniature universe. That miniature universe killed all those universe knights with one shot, Roach Prison Master said. Humph. He can only kill the weaker ones, said Firestone Master. A miniature universe is like a domain-type true treasure. It can only kill the weak, but what about the strong? It can only aid, and that kind of supreme technique requires a lot of energy. It consumes godly power, and it can only add some power. Even so, he only has material attack skills equivalent to Master of Banff. Without that miniature universe, anyone can crush him. Firestone Master was breathing fire again as he continued, Humph. I was being too nice. He is one of the weakest. Those ancient guys from the First Universe era are all mad, and everyone from the 2 sanctuaries can crush him. Was I wrong? If he dies, the true treasures will be seized. How long has he practiced? The true treasures might be bestowed by the human race. We have to make great efforts to get a good universe master, yet he has so many after just becoming a universe master. Just wait and see. He'll be crushed. Yes, he is indeed weak. Roach Prison Master lowered his giant head. Humph, said Firestone Master. He's human, so his teacher Primal Chaos City Leader will go rescue him every time he's in danger. Without his teacher, he'll definitely be killed in Tilted Peak Sector. Only Luo Feng and Primal Chaos City Leader were left in the palace. Luo Feng, I'll go adventure, as well, said Primal Chaos City Leader. Contact me through the virtual universe. Yes, teacher. Luo Feng nodded. Okay. Primal Chaos City Leader glanced at Luo Feng, smiled, and disappeared. Luo Feng looked back to the godly palace. He was the only one here now. It seemed that great beings in Universe Ocean were indeed sharpening themselves. I need to study the information on Tilted Peak Sector and great beings. On a rock outside the godly palace, Luo Feng closed his eyes with his legs crossed and started to organize the information and highlight the important parts. The rocks were flying at a speed several times the speed of light, but Luo Feng looked tranquil. He didn't rush to adventure the outer area of Tilted Peak Sector. Luo Feng took a token out. Teacher Sitting Mountain Guest is contacting me. No wonder it's a true treasure communications token. I can make contact even in Universe Ocean. Luo Feng penetrated the token with a trace of his mind. Luo Feng, are you in Universe Ocean? Sitting Mountain Guest passed on a piece of information. Yes, answered Luo Feng. Which lands of Extremis? Asked Sitting Mountain Guest. Tilted Peak Sector. How do you know I am in one of the lands of Extremis? Because they have the most true treasures. Where else would you go? Some remote and dangerous places with few valuables. The human race is not stupid. Okay, if you run into danger, you can call for help, but I hope you won't do so. I understand, answered Luo Feng. Universe Ocean, deep in the chaos airflow, in a dangerous place known as Beihua Xuelan Domain. A palace was floating. There were servants in the palaces, all of them were universe knights. This was where Sitting Mountain Guest really lived, and Beihua Xuelan Domain represented him. There were almost 100 powers in Universe Ocean, but no power wanted to mess with Sitting Mountain Guest. Everyone knew he was a handful. Inside the palace, a towering elder sat on the throne, and a human with a snake's tail and a human body was serving him. "Ha ha, Put, your little brother entered Universe Ocean as well," Sitting Mountain Guest's voice rumbled. "Congratulations, teacher," said Put. "It's too early to congratulate me now. He's not powerful enough." Sitting Mountain Guest looked down at Put. "Put, you've been following me the longest, so you know me the best. Your second brother disappoints me, so I have almost given up on him now. You're the most hard-working one, but I know that Luo Feng has the greatest potential, followed by your second brother. You have the least potential, but now, you're the strongest." Put bowed. "I've been practicing for the longest time, and I've been by your side. I've seen a lot, so I comprehended more." He was low-key and never showed off. Even Flame Emperor looked down on Put, as he only viewed him as a servant. He didn't know that Put had surpassed him. "I'll give you a chance. The same chance your second and third brother have. Go to Universe Ocean." Sitting Mountain Guest looked at Put and took out a piece of blue wood. "I can't give you the true treasure that suits you best, so I'll give you this strange object. Godly wood. I've had it for an eternity, but I just view it as a collectible. You should be able to wield its power." Put's godly body trembled. The same chance his second and third brother had? He'd been waiting for this for so long. "Yes, teacher, I'll try my best not to disappoint you." Put bowed, but his voice was filled with faith. Sitting Mountain Guest nodded. "Go." Put bowed again before leaving the palace. Sitting Mountain Guest looked through the palace door ward tilted peak sector in the distance, and he said slowly, "I've been waiting for too long." On the surface of the celestial rock was a soul that looked as big as a speck of dust. Standing at a height of thousands of kilometers was the human form of Luo Feng. Tilted peak sector. Luo Feng stood on the celestial rock and looked around the vast void space that surrounded him. From afar, he could see the lofty and boundless main mountain with a gigantic waterfall cascading from its peak. It exuded endless power without restraint. This power attracted countless celestial rocks to circulate it while in flight, and it also forced a great amount of chaotic airflow to break apart. "From today onward, I, Luo Feng, shall start to roam Universe Ocean." Radiant rays surged in Luo Feng's eyes, making them sparkle like crystals. He disappeared from the celestial rock right away and reappeared amidst the faraway void space. Thereafter, he repeatedly teleported himself and charged down toward the boundless water domain that took form upon repeated impact by the cascading waterfall. Tilted Peak Sector's external domain could be divided into space domain and water domain. Space domain referred to the void space where many gigantic celestial rocks flew about randomly. The danger level here was extremely low, as only some celestial rocks would occasionally pose a degree of danger. The majority of these countless celestial rocks had already been explored over a long period of time. That was why great beings would more often refer to the external domain of Tilted Peak to the water domain. The water domain that took form under the impact of the cascading waterfall spread out to encircle the entire main mountain. There were jagged rocks of distorted forms fraught with danger. Many areas would deter even Universe Masters from teleporting about. Universe Masters had to be extremely careful even when they were flying forward. They would only dare teleport when they were by the area near the edge of the water domain and had carefully inspected with a domain-type true treasure to ensure that the coast was clear. The most common yet most terrifying danger found within the water domain in the external domain of Tilted Peak region would be water flow spirit. Luo Feng stood high up in the sky and overlooked the vast water domain beneath him. The water domain was massive, with a diameter of a couple 100 million light-years. It was even bigger than an entire human universe kingdom, and bigger than the ancestral god secret region. Water flow spirits have no intelligence, nor do they bear any consciousness, Luo Feng said to himself. They only have basic instincts. They will only attack you if you get close to them. A water flow spirit in this water domain will be able to rely on its surroundings for power, and such power is comparable to that of a universe master. Thereafter, he was extremely careful as he directly rushed into the water domain below him, causing splashes of water as he landed. In universe ocean, even undying godly spirits would be annihilated the moment they entered. Yet this endless water domain was able to exist. Clearly, there must have been something extraordinary about this water. Every drop was like a star, and when waves of this water surged, the impact was extremely frightening. However, universe masters would still be able to block off this impact without difficulty. The water domain is fraught with danger but loaded with treasures. Luo Feng was also aware that the treasures within the water domain existed in various forms. To obtain a treasure, one needed luck, power, and guts. When Luo Feng entered the water domain, the depths of the vast and limitless water domain was around 100 million light-years. With such a large quantity of undulating rocks, and the water pressure reaching such a frighteningly suppressive degree, even a universe knight could have turned to powder in an instant. One celestial stone slowly rose from beneath, causing the surrounding stones to start vibrating as it continued its gradual emergence. Slowly, it continued. The entire process took quite a while before coming to a halt. The celestial stone was already jutting out at an approximate height of close to 1,000,000 kilometers. Then peace resumed. Being 100 million light-years away, Luo Feng did not detect anything amiss. He continued to explore the water domain with extreme care, and he was only at the shallowest region of the water domain. 3 million light-years away from Luo Feng. Firestone Master, with his towering godly body vaguely encircled by flames, flew slowly within the water domain. As a matter of course, he had parted ways with Roach Prison Master. After all, while roaming the universe ocean, the chances of finding treasures would be higher if one was traveling alone. Humph. Humanity sent Luo Feng into universe ocean, probably for him to hone his skills and steel himself. They want to cultivate his ability well. We, the non-human races from the Hong Alliance, did not have such opportunities. Firestone Master was filled with bitterness. He was able to gain so many true treasures without having to take any risks. It was said that, at the Sector Lord level, he already owned a few true treasures. We shall see. See how much trouble this fellow can create. I think it won't take him long to start calling various parties for help. Firestone Master was filled with disdain. Such occurrences of great beings seeking help were not unprecedented. Way back when the demons of the primal universe wanted to cultivate and train Chang Vulture Master, who was an extraordinary genius with staggering powers and extremely high potential, they sent him into universe ocean to enable him to hone his skills. They bestowed him with some formidable true treasures for self-protection. When he met with dangers that he could not ward off or resist, other great beings from the demon race would send help immediately. After a long period of training and cultivation, Chang Vulture Master eventually became a universe master known to be the cream of the crop and a most frightening figure. He was high in the ranks, only second to Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor. Apparently, Dream Demon Ancestor and Shock Demon Ancestor were incredibly sharp in identifying Chang Vulture Master's potential. But, this did not conceal the fact that Chang Vulture Master had sent out calls for help on several occasions, and those calls for help had created quite a commotion among the entire Demon Alliance. Luo Feng has great potential. Definitely an extraordinary genius with astounding power, but obviously still at the bottom of the ranks. If he were to run into the older universe masters, he would be at a great disadvantage and would probably have to send out calls for help. Firestone Master shook his head. Make a scene, just go ahead and make a scene. There is only one thing that I don't know. Will he be able to reach the level of Chang Vulture Master of the demon race in the future? Although he was displeased, Firestone Master knew that the moment Luo Feng asked for help, if he was nearby, he would immediately dash over to wherever Luo Feng was to render help. If he asks for help and I provide him with help, I'll be able to give him a piece of my mind, Firestone Master said to himself. He knew that this would make Luo Feng unhappy, but he was a universe master who had undergone an immeasurable period of cultivation. Why should he allow himself to be bound by any rules or anything else at all? If he wanted to laugh, he would. If he felt like scolding, he should. He was diehard stubborn. So what? I am unhappy with you, he thought. I would curse at you. I simply cannot find anything pleasing about you, Luo Feng. So what can you do? Firestone Master was in the depth of the water domain, careful to avoid the water flow spirits in the distance. The water flow spirits were all white. At times, they took the form of white airflows. Other times, they took the form of humans, and other times, they were in the form of beasts. They were always in different strange forms as they drifted about the water domain. This area was already considered quite deep and extremely dangerous. The speed of flight was way much slower. And teleporting? It was impossible to teleport at all. After all, once a water flow spirit attached itself to any being, the results were scary to imagine. A sudden realization gave Firestone Master a good shock. A sealed space? The space waves within the surroundings of the water domain ceased in a split second. Firestone Master knew there was trouble looming. He looked around carefully and saw a spot of light in the distance. The spot of light laughed. Its laughter was transmitted via the water domain, and almost within an instant, it reached Firestone Master. Ha ha ha, Firestone Master from the human alliance of the primal universe? That spot of light. It was a life form taking the form of a human. His entire body gave off a hazy, white light, and at the back of his head, there was a circular white light. Amidst the white light, was a vague form of a gigantic, single-eyed shadow. Divine Eye Race. Firestone Master immediately transformed into a beam of light and fled. The Divine Eye Race was one of the pinnacle races from the First Universe era and was said to be the strongest pinnacle race during that era, with a total of 7 Universe Supreme beings within the race. The Divine Eye Race was a very secretive and scary race. They could have emerged in the First Universe Reincarnation era possibly due to certain unique accidents that happened during the evolution of the primal universe, and they possessed astounding power. You think you can escape us, he great being from the Divine Eye Race said. Countless grains of sand appeared out of nowhere, and these countless grains filled the surrounding area with a radius of 3 light-years within an instant. The surrounding space was earlier sealed, but even if it had not been sealed, no one would have dared to teleport through it without inhibitions. After all, this area was a dangerous land located deep within. A radius of 3 light-years. How could Firestone Master possibly fly out of it within a short time? Ice Sand Ocean. Firestone Master gritted his teeth and looked back at that human form life being dazzling with white light. With a furious hum, he spurted flames out of his nostrils. Young Master, I have not gained any incredible true treasure. And I escaped the moment I saw you. Must you chase after me so relentlessly? Life is limited, the human form dazzling with white light slowly articulated. Eternity is hard to find. Through endless killings, I seek the path to eternity. This is my only path now. Firestone Master, meet your doom. Enshrouded in white light, with circular white rays at the back of his head, the single-eyed shadow of young Master approached at an extremely high speed and charged towards Firestone Master at full force. Damn, said Firestone Master, then he roared in rage, want to kill me? In your dreams. Yet he continued fleeing at full throttle, trying his very best to stall for time. At the same time, in the primal universe, his other body was speedily calling for help within the virtual universe. Previously, I was still commenting about Luo Feng's pleas for help. Who would have thought that, in the blink of an eye, I would become the one asking for help? This lunatic from the First Universe era, he truly is insane. How unlucky I am, to have bumped into young Master. Firestone Master was filled with anxiety. He knew that he was facing true danger now. I only have a hope of surviving if either Primal Chaos City Leader or Pengong Master rushes over now. Firestone Master was also aware that those who were able to make it over to him within the shortest time possible were those few he had met up with earlier at the gathering point, Remote Lord Master, Roach Prison Master, and Absolute Darkness Master. But they were not powerful enough, and Luo Feng was not even worth a mention. Only Primal Chaos City Leader and Pengong Master could save him. But those two were so powerful that they would most probably be at the internal domain of Tilted Peak Sector, and if they were really at the internal domain, then rushing over here would take a long time. The call for help was sent, and the virtual universe system transferred the call to the universe masters of the Human Alliance who were within Universe Ocean at that very moment right away. Within the deep mountain region of Tilted Peak Sector's main mountain, Firestone Master is calling for help. An young master of the Divine Eye race from the First Universe era is hunting him down. Flames shot up into the sky. Every flame exerted an impact that was strong enough to annihilate a universe master. A barbaric giant whose every step was elusive like that of a phantom, flashed past the erratic outburst of flames. I am too deep inside. Even rushing back will take a long time. I won't be able to make it on time. Firestone, you have to depend on your luck. And young master. At that moment, Roach Prison Master was considered the nearest to Firestone Master. It was somewhere within the water domain, more than 1 million light-years away from Firestone Master. On its gigantic head, its eyes blinked. Big trouble. I'm afraid my presence will not make much of a difference, but I will try my best and see if I can be of any help. Roach Prison Master sped up and charged into the sky. With a single teleportation, he was in the upper skies of the water domain. Thereafter, he repeatedly teleported through the void space to get to his intended destination in the fastest time possible. Luo Feng also received the call for help. A call for help. Firestone Master is calling out for help. The address indicates that the place is only slightly more than 3 million light-years away from me. Luo Feng did feel some resentment toward Firestone Master, but they both were, after all, fellow members of the Human Alliance. An young master is not one to be trifled with. Luo Feng teleported out of the water domain right away and thereafter teleported repeatedly and speedily, rushing toward his destination. Two towering beings fought each other in the water area of Tilted Peak Sector. An young master held a golden scepter, sometimes using it as a long staff, sometimes as a hammer. Constantly, he performed a supreme technique. Besides, an young master didn't defend himself against Firestone Master at all. Maniac. The beings from the First Universe era are all maniacs, and an young master is a maniac even compared to those other maniacs. Firestone Master roared. He tried to stay away to buy some more time. However, in Ice Sand Ocean, he was significantly slower, and he was at an absolute disadvantage, which was why he was caught up to buy an young master time and time again. Firestone from the Human Alliance, die and become a sacrifice on the path of my eternity, said an young master. He had a gentle voice, but that scepter was piercing the universe space. The golden scepter had an oval head, and the head of the oval was like a gourd. The scepter avoided the shuttle from Firestone Master, and the head hit the chest of Firestone Master. Without a true treasure weapon to resist it, the power of an young master hit the chest of Firestone Master. Crash. The armor trembled, and his chest trembled as well. His godly body cracked, and he bounced away. Just when he bounced away, his shuttle hit an young master as well. There was a deep sound. An young master's godly body was weakened after getting hit, but it quickly recovered. He only paused for a second before charging again. Firestone Master was indignant. Maniac. He is insane. Why did I have to run into him? I would have at least been better off if I'd run into others. Actually, he was a pinnacle universe master like Flame Emperor. And Yong had better true treasures and a stronger godly body, so he was one level superior to Firestone Master. Firestone Master was at pinnacle level while An Yong Master was at the top tier level, rivaling Ice Mountain Master. Firestone Master's life should have been in danger, as he was only one level inferior. However, An Yong Master was trading his own injuries for his enemy's injuries and was utilizing his speed and consuming his godly body. Even those at his level would be in trouble, not to mention Firestone Master, who was one level beneath him. When Luo Feng was fighting Star River Master, Star River's supreme technique River in Darkness had been first resisted by Star Tower, but Luo Feng's godly body was still consumed. If it weren't for Star Tower, Luo Feng might have been annihilated with one move. Injuries for injuries. It wasn't easy to implement. If Firestone Master had been as powerful as Huge Axe Creator and able to resist the scepter, An Yong Master wouldn't have been able to implement that move. However, An Yong Master was better at techniques, and he used several supreme techniques interchangeably. Sometimes, he used it as a hammer, sometimes a staff, and sometimes as a bayonet. Each move had terrific power, and Firestone Master wasn't able to resist most of them. To trade injuries for injuries, one needed to have enough confidence in his godly body. After all, he was hurting himself while hurting others. If he didn't have a strong enough godly body, he would die before killing his enemy. A voice was transmitted through the water area. Firestone, I don't dare to venture into Ice Sand Ocean, so I can't help you. You're on your own now. Roach Prison Master? Firestone Master felt happy first, but then was let down. It was useless. Roach Prison Master was at his level. That Ice Sand Ocean covered an area of several square light years, and it would take him a long time to fly here. Besides, even if he made it, Roach Prison Master wasn't strong enough. Nobody can save you, said a young master, holding his scepter. You only have 50% of your godly body left, and I can kill you within 10 moves. Damn it. You just have your armor and body. Firestone Master roared. He ran away when he saw Young Master, as he knew how Young Master fought. Young Master's armor was a top-tier pinnacle true treasure armor, and it was able to weaken the attack to 1/100,000th. The godly body of Young Master had a life gene level of almost 10,000 times. He had a plant body, and it had a godly body several million kilometers tall. Even if he were trading injuries for injuries, he could implement it smoothly with that huge body constantly supplying power. My godly body is also a special life form, and it's 100,000 kilometers tall. Under my weapon, it might take him a long time to kill me. But his trading injuries for injuries, it consumes my godly body hundreds of times faster. Firestone Master was still hit no matter how hard he tried. His godly body was being weakened. 42%. 37%. 31%. Young Master smiled. Die. No. No, said Firestone Master. He had tried everything to dodge the attacks or to use his weapon to resist them, but it was no use. Young Master used his techniques alternatively, and Firestone Master couldn't defend himself against them at all. Roach Prison Master was at the shallow water area. He looked at the endless ice sand ocean and sighed. Firestone, only Pengong Master and Primal Chaos City Leader can get there to save you. Otherwise, nobody can help you now. A being showed up. Roach Prison Master, said a familiar voice. Roach Prison Master turned his giant head and he a black-haired human in silver armor. Luofeng? Roach Prison Master was disappointed. He transmitted his voice. Luofeng, Firestone Master is being hunted by Young Master, and only Pengong Master and Primal Chaos City Leader can save him. We can't do anything about it. Don't go in. You'll be in danger if you enter that ice sand ocean. Perhaps I can't defeat Young Master, said the black-haired human, but I'm not afraid of him, either. Roach Prison Master was dazed. And then, a dimming golden light appeared in the water area. At the same time, golden flames extended and crushed Ice Sand Ocean with the help of Golden Country, Shawu Wings and Fire Sand Cup. A combination of the two. Helpless. Firestone Master felt helpless. He only had 20% of his godly body left, so he couldn't even resist anymore. Young Master smiled and moved forward. Die. But suddenly, Young Master grew angry. Who? He roared. Ice Mountain Ocean, which had trapped and slowed down Firestone Master, was dismantled. The water became an ocean of flames. The sight thrilled Firestone Master. Suddenly, he heard a voice. Still not going, Firestone Master? This voice, Firestone Master was dazed. Wasn't that Luofeng? Quick, go. Luofeng urged. Firestone Master ran away. He felt unhindered. While in Ice Sand Ocean, he felt like he was trapped in the swamp. However, he didn't feel any resistance in the golden flames. Instead, the flames were boosting him and making him faster. It was the opposite for Young Master. He immediately slowed down. Who is it? Young Master roared. This is the Flame Sand Cup of Yuan Ao Master. And that golden light domain can control the space and time. Who are you? He had a stronger godly power than Luofeng, but he was at a disadvantage. True treasures and techniques had different requirements for godly power. True treasures and techniques had thresholds and limits. When it came to miniature universe, becoming undying was the basic requirement, and it would take 10% of the godly body. However, when Luofeng got stronger, he would hit the limit. If Luofeng became a universe master and improved his godly body 100 times, miniature universe wouldn't take 10% of his godly body, because when universe masters performed supreme techniques, it only took them a limited amount of godly power. Ultimate techniques were also different from supreme techniques. The same rule applied to true treasures. The user needed to be strong enough to drive it. The more powerful one got, the more powerful true treasures he was able to wield. However, there was a limit to true treasures, which was why ordinary true treasures were abandoned by universe masters. They craved pinnacle true treasures and even supreme true treasures. Top-tier true treasures, pinnacle true treasures, and supreme true treasures. I won't let you run away if I have a pinnacle domain type true treasure, said an young master. He was exasperated and rescinded the space seal. Firestone Master was thrilled. He teleported himself to the shallow water. I see how it is, said an young master. He sensed that Firestone Master was only several light years away. He teleported himself there as well. Luofeng and Roach Prison Master were both in the water area when Firestone Master showed up. Firestone Master felt awkward. Luo, he said. Luofeng's facial expression changed. Wait. A being appeared near them, a being with a scepter. There were halos behind his head, and a single-eyed phantom was in the halo. It was an young master. An young master's eye glinted with anger. He glared at Luofeng. Human, I've never seen you. An young master said furiously. Luofeng glanced at an young master. Now you do. Luofeng and the two universe masters teleported themselves, and they got out of the water area and fled away. Human. Silver-armored and black-haired human. An young master shouted with madness and indignation. This video will end here.